Welcome to the Rolex Milgauss. This watch in particular is a green crystal, but a little bit of the history of the Rolex Milgauss is it came out in 1956 and it was introduced as the Rolex Oyster Perpetual Milgauss, and that original reference number was a 6451. This one here is the reference number 116400 GV. This measures in 40 millimeters, and it's so amazing the way this lays on the wrist. It really reminds me of the case itself. It has a very similar wrist presence as like a Sky Dweller. I know a Sky Dweller is a 42 millimeter, but the way the long, beautiful lugs finish off into the bracelet and the way they taper, it really reminds me of a Sky Dweller. And this green crystal, believe it or not, the way it hits off the wrist, it was introduced in 2007. It was celebrating the 50th anniversary of the Rolex Milgauss. Rolex never patented this crystal. They said, hey, this is a tough process to make this watch and this crystal to have a green tint and still be very legible and very crystal clear. They decided not to patent it, and they said, hey, if you want to go through the process and the heartache and the hardship of making this thing from scratch, we won't patent it, because they felt like if you could do it, more power to you. And I think that was pretty awesome. The name Milgauss stands for mil, which is 1,000th, and the Gauss is the unit of measure for the unit of magnetic field. So this watch was intended for scientists, right? So the Milgauss is the unit of measure for the magnetic field. So the electromagnetic field that this watch can withstand is up to 1,000 Gauss. So this watch was originally intended for scientists and the science community, you know, for people that were working in chemical plants and around a lot of radiation. This is what the watch was technically made for. It was because they were having a lot of trouble with having a watch that was going to be able to display a correct time throughout the workday in, you know, these high radiation places, you know, like chemical plants, scientists, anywhere along those lines where there were electromagnetic fields. This watch does have a 48-hour power reserve, and this is one of my favorite and most underrated Rolexes right now. This is my first time with my hands on it, but I think this is a sleeper, and I really think that Rolex is probably going to either discontinue it or do something different with it in the future. But I think right now, the way this thing sits in the market price with the black dial, they come in two configurations with the green crystal, which is a black dial or the blue dial. Now the black dial sits around, you know, anywhere between $10,000 to about $11,500, give or take, depending on the condition, boxer papers, year, card date, etc. And then now the blue dials with the green crystal sits around anywhere between the $12,000 to $13,000 price range. The watch originally retailed for $8,300 on according to Rolex's website. Maybe in 2007 they might have had a little bit of a lower price, but overall, to get something that's unique, that's different, that you're not going to see on everyone's wrist, you know what I mean? I think this is one of those watches in 5 to 10 years that could potentially, you know, without even longing for discontinuation, this could be one of those watches in 5 to 10 years that is a true collector's piece. And at the time when this watch came out in 2007 with the green crystal, like this configuration, my buddy was working over at Torno, which is a big watch reseller, and he said these were harder to get, or just as hard to get, as the Rolex Daytona when the Rolex Daytona was out. So that just kind of goes to show the demand and the respect that this watch was commanding at a very, very early stage in its, you know, lifespan, in terms of the lifespan of the green crystal. And this is not something that, you know, a lot of people look at, you know, especially in today's day and age with the watch market being at where it's at, which everything is so overinflated and crazily priced. You know, this is one of those bargains that I think that you would be very happy with, anywhere between the $10,000 to $13,000 price range, depending on the dial configuration that you decide to go with. So thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the review, and stay tuned for more.